This is Bruce Friedman of Adult Site Broker, and welcome to Adult Site Broker Talk, where each week we interview one of the movers and shakers of the adult industry, and we give you a tip on buying and selling websites. This week we'll be speaking with Daniel Stanica of Competico and Monetize.info. We're proud to announce we've launched a new website at adultsitebroker.com. This attractive new site is easier to navigate and now includes this podcast inside of it. Check it out at adultsitebroker.com. Refer sellers or buyers to us at Adult Site Broker, and our affiliate program, ASB Cash, will pay you 20% of our broker commission. This can amount to tens and even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Check out asbcash.com for more details and to sign up. And we're proud to announce our latest project, thewaronporn.com. You'll find articles on age verification laws and more on the industry's plight in the war on porn and the numerous attacks on us. Go to thewaronporn.com and check it out. Now time for our property of the week that's for sale at Adult Site Broker. We're proud to offer a unique business. The site sells memorabilia from porn stars on consignment. The merchandise comes from all the top names. Their employee is highly skilled and capable of running the business remotely or in an office. With her, no additional employees are needed, which keeps operation costs low. Most of the traffic comes from the U.S. and other Tier 1 countries. This business makes 40% profit on all sales. All inventory is stored in a secure storage unit. This keeps expenses low. There's $420,000 in inventory with 2,156 items ready for immediate sale. There's been a surge in international orders showing their growing global demand. New talent is consistently interested in joining, and they've recently added more big names to their lineup. They manage inventory and shipping directly, ensuring smooth and reliable transactions. This business could be an exceptional addition for anyone who already owns a live cam company or fan site, as it complements existing services by offering an exclusive marketplace for performers to sell their items. Only $310,000. Now time for this week's interview. My guest today on Adult Site Broker Talk is Daniel Stanica of Competico. Daniel, thanks for being with us on Adult Site Broker Talk.
Bruce, I'm really happy to be here, and thank you for the invitation and for accepting me talking more about what I am doing and the tips that I want to give to the people listening.
It's great to have you. Now, Daniel embarked on his IT journey in 2004. Developing software for international clients through freelance platforms. Over the years, he successfully delivered over 150 projects, watching them thrive and grow. This inspired him to start his own business. However, he soon realized that digital marketing was essential for growth, which led him to dive into SEO, a journey he's been passionately pursuing ever since. In 2017, he launched a digital marketing agency, which later evolved into Competico, specializing in digital competitive intelligence. Daniel oversees Monetize.info, a community that helps people grow and monetize their digital assets, such as websites, domains, and audiences. To succeed in today's market, online businesses must research, understand, and outperform their competitors. This insight was the foundation for establishing Competico. At Competico, they help digital businesses identify their competitors' winning moves. They check into areas like business development, digital marketing, marketing channels, missing opportunities, newsletters, SEO, digital PR, traffic sources, and social media presence. This allows their clients to fill in the blanks in their marketing, business development, and sales strategies, responding faster to changes and competing more efficiently. So, Daniel, why don't you tell me more about you and what you're doing at Competico?
Well, yeah, just as you mentioned, I started my IT journey many years ago, and since then I got plenty of experience. The Competico service, firstly, it was part of my digital marketing strategy and digital marketing services. because I specialized in SEO mainly. And after a couple of years, when more and more people asked me about information about the competitors and what they can do to be able to grow bigger and try to outcome their competitors, I started to offer competitor intelligence service as a sole service. And that's because obviously when you do digital marketing, and especially in the business environment right now, and not every business has some kind of competitors, and you need to check them and see exactly what they are doing if you want to be competitive, of course, and be able to grow your market share. So that, yeah, as you said, what the main focus of the competitive intelligence service is to be able to understand your competitors, to see exactly what they are doing, to understand their strategies, so you'll be able to get some of their winning moves, adapt to your business, and then be able to compete better and increase your market share. One thing that I want to mention is, yeah, that we are looking in almost all the digital sources where we can get information about the competitors. And what's different is the fact that we connect the information and we connect the dots to be able to extract relevant and new information for the clients. Because in the end, data, I mean, you can easily access data from tools like SEMrush or SimilarWeb or Ahrefs. But what it makes this service different and the added value is in fact that we connect all this information and we will be able to extract moves of the competitors and what are their main traffic strategies, SEO services, selling strategies. So that's what we are doing different at Competico. We connect the dots and offer the insights for our clients.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to have you on today, because I looked at what you do and I was like, well, this is really interesting. And I think it's something that people should hear about. I mean, there's lots of SEO companies. And like you said, there's lots of platforms for monitoring SEO. But I don't think a lot of people do what you do, especially an adult.
That's for sure. And just to clarify from the beginning, adult businesses is like any other kind of businesses. You need to check your competitors. You need to make sure that you are profitable. You need to make sure that you grow. So that's why, I mean, obviously there are some particularities of adult businesses that we'll talk a little bit later on about when we'll get more into details, and I hope I'll be able to tell you more. But besides that, in the end, the adult businesses obviously need the same way to grow. Means like better traffic, better SEO, better digital marketing.
Yeah, yeah. It's business. And that's for B2B and for B2C, right?
When we talk about businesses, yeah, we are looking into, obviously, first of all, it needs to be digital business. We work mostly with digital businesses. I mean, businesses that offer product and services online. We worked on a couple of projects on businesses that offered like real life, to put it like this, or brick and mortar product, but mostly we are dedicated to digital businesses. And of course, adult businesses are, most of them are the ones that are offering this kind of services. So that's why it's a good fit. And to answer your question about B2B and B2C, yeah, we covered both of this kind of offerings.
Okay. So how did you start doing competitive intelligence for your customers? What got you started with it?
Well, it came pretty natural on the fact that when we started doing digital marketing and SEO for them, obviously we had to look on the competitors as well, because any business, you are not on an island where you are the only provider. No, there are competitors. They are trying to be as good as possible and to offer better product, better prices. So that's why we have to monitor them. And as I told you, when we did digital marketing, we need to look a little bit more in the competitors, because in competitive niches where there were many competitors and aggressive competitors, to put like this, obviously we could not ignore them, and we had to keep an eye on what they are doing. And with year after year, that became to be really important, and we had to check in even more and even closer to see exactly what they are doing, to be able to adapt our digital marketing strategy for the clients. Just to give you an example, for instance, a financial portal, they are in this niche. For if you are running maybe credit card comparison website, or maybe a review website for payment processors, that's a really competitive niche. So that's why we need to check the competitors, what kind of digital PR they got, what partnerships they are getting, what kind of marketing they are doing, what are their most successful channels. So that's why we had to keep an eye on the competitors and try to be obviously better than they are, just to make sure that our clients are happy and keep our services.
Keep getting paid.
Of course, in the end.
That's what we all want. That's what we all want in the end is to be able to pay the bills. What types of businesses need competitive intelligence?
In my opinion, almost all businesses need competitive intelligence information, because in this competitive world, every business has competitors. Of course, there are some niches where these competitors are not so aggressive, but there are also niches when they are highly competitive and there are a lot of competitors there. I mean, just to give you an example, if you remember what Nokia CEO said when he went out of the company because they couldn't keep up with the competition, he was telling something like, we did everything right. I mean, we didn't have done anything wrong, yet in the end, we still lost. And from my opinion, they did a lot of things wrong. And the one was not they didn't adapt it so easily to the competition and the new waves of mobile phones, like with new operating system that were easier to be used. So they didn't really check what exactly the competition is doing, and they didn't adapt to that. Or maybe we can talk a little bit about Kodak, that they didn't went into digital photography and they kept as much as possible the print one, which in the end was a really bad and costly move for them. So I hope these two examples makes you and puts like a light on why you need to still keep an eye on your competitors, even if you are number one at some point. And of course, if you are in the tail and you want to be better, obviously you need to keep a closer eye to the competition, especially what they are doing, just to make sure that you will not lose the wave and you will still be able to ride it. But just to conclude here, almost all kind of businesses that have competitors, they still need to keep an eye on the competitors. Yeah, on some niches you need to do it like more faster and more into detail, while on other you can do it like a little bit slower.
Yeah, you want to make sure you don't become a Nokia. I mean, who the hell hears about Nokia? Are they even in business anymore?
Well, I don't know about the phones. Obviously, they have some other divisions that they hadn't had this high competition, so they are still doing something. But on the mobile phones, I don't know. As far as I know, they are not doing any new phones for years.
Maybe flip phones. Some people still have flip phones. Old people, like
yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah.
I don't,
as they call it. As they call it, the dumb phones, because right now they are all the smartphones,
yes,
but they are still that dumb phones for people that don't want to go to smartphones, or the ones that simply they don't want to have all the wave of notifications and everything. But they are not much money into dumb phones for sure. So that's not something that could save the business.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of when they first came out with smart TVs, and I'd walk into a store and say, "I want a dumb TV. I don't want a smart TV. I want a dumb TV. I just want something with really good quality. Give me like last year's model. No smart for me. No smart TV for me." Yeah, everybody always looked at me funny when I said that. It was pretty good. But I was serious. I don't want a smart TV. I got some set-top boxes I can plug into it. So I don't need your smart TV.
Yeah, you had your own setup, of course.
Exactly. What insights and winning moves can such a service as yours bring to clients?
Well, when we start a competitive intelligence project for a client, the first thing what we do is to discuss what are their objectives and, of course, what are the main competitors. And once we have that list, we started to go gathering relevant data to be able to answer that client questions and to make sure that we help him achieve that objective. And just to give you some details of what we did, we uncovered the relevant strategies for some clients of the competitors. Also, we checked the relevant traffic sources, and a little bit later on, I'll give you some like real details about it. We're also looking into SEO strategies. We are looking about what paid ads are successful and which not, what kind of development these competitors are doing. And if we'll go like into real examples, for instance, we had a development company that was really, they couldn't understand why their competitors are making way more money than them, even if they were doing like quite similar services. They had like a quite similar team size. And I asked the client, okay, so what are you doing right now? Well, we are doing development services for startups and for small businesses. Okay, and we started from there where we were looking to the competitors. We decoded their business strategy and we find out that they are doing the same service, like development services, but they were doing for established businesses and for a company that they have they were in the business for a couple of years. And going further and further, in the end, when we go to the client and said, hey, okay, the project is ready, we have all the details. Now let me tell you why that competitor of yours is making so much money and you are not. And the answer was really easy.
Yeah, I know. I know it already.
Okay, let me just pinpoint it for you fastly, because I think there are a lot of people from the answers know it. And it was really easy. And I said, you work with small businesses and with startups. These companies, first of all, do not have like really big budgets. And the problem with startups is that in the end, like 8 or even 9 of them die. So you have to hunt for clients at every couple of months.
Them. Yeah,
exactly, right. And keep replacing them. While your competitors going with the established businesses, they have like recurring clients that pay the bills every month and every year after year. So they do not have to invest so much in selling. So that was one of kind of winning moves. And obviously my client right now, they are 2 years already. He already changed the business strategy. He already started going to all different businesses. And right now he is doing so fine. And it was just a small thing, because in the end they were doing the same thing, but for different audiences. One of the audience was so much better than the other.
Right. One had money, the other didn't have money. And I think a lot of what you do is listen to what they tell you and then feed it back to them, because a lot of people have blinders on when they're going through their lives and going through business.
Oh, we all have.
Oh, well, of course we all do. But I think some people more than others. And the company you're talking about obviously had major blinders on where they couldn't see at all why the other company was doing well. So that's a very, very valuable service. How does competitive intelligence benefit a company in adult?
Well, yeah, we have a couple of clients in the adult space. Unfortunately, I'll not be able to give names because all these clients are on NDAs, and the fees for breaking them are so big that
Oh, come on. You can just tell me. No, I'm kidding.
Unfortunately, I cannot. But what I can tell you is that we have quite a lot of clients in the adult business, because adult businesses right now are so competitive, and everyone is looking just to get a little bit more with the resources that they have. So adult and gambling and gaming are these niches are one of the most competitive, and they are looking to squeeze as much as possible. So to give you some example about what kind of winnings we did for adult companies, was to reveal source of traffic that were so profitable for them. And we had to analyze like one-to-one to see exactly what traffic sources the competitors have and what my clients could use. And the second thing was about the affiliate marketing programs, because we checked to try to get the big affiliates and see exactly what affiliates are promoting the competitors. And once we have their details, to be able to invite them in our affiliate program. And another kind of winning move, and this is really tailored to your service, like brokerage of adult websites, is to do due diligence before making an offer to a website. Because we know, for instance, in SEO, people try to rank as better as possible, and sometimes they are using black hat methods like PBNs, like link farms. And the thing is that at some point these are not, most of them are okay, But if you are doing too much of one method, at some point it can be dangerous. And it happens when a website was growing so fast, and after sale, when the seller was not interested to pursue that marketing channel, or they simply replaced the links of the website, it simply tanked. So what we do for our clients is to tell them exactly what kind of marketing strategies the seller is using, so he will not be surprised after he purchased the website, and to be able to consider if he wants to go the risky path or not.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Most definitely. I'll keep that in mind as I'm dealing with my buyers for sure. What is one of the biggest winning moves you can bring to your clients?
One of the biggest winning moves. What I'm thinking at the moment right now, I'll relate back to an example that it was from a company that was involved in gambling, and we did the monitoring of competitors for them, and we've seen that one of competitor was going aggressively to the Latin America market. What they did was to register some domains in the Latin space in Brazil. They also started to post jobs about the fact that they want to hire an affiliate manager there, also digital marketing managers, and connecting all these dots, we just go to the client and said, hey, they are going to open being in Latin America, because Latin America right now is growing a lot in this space. And we said, you have to go there, or you should consider that you will be the second or the third that will enter that market. So that's one of the biggest, because in the end, for the client, it brings so much big of a ROI. Because if they didn't knew that, maybe they just wait like another year or maybe more before entering there, when their competitor was already there. And you know how important it is to be the number one in a new market.
Yes, absolutely. As somebody who was. What are business owners' biggest mistakes in researching competitors?
When I talk about mistakes, what I've seen that when they are doing on their own, first of all, some of them, they do not identify all their competitors, because they are competitors, they are direct competitors, which are offering like almost the same product in almost the same niche or geographic region, and there are also two second or third kind of competitors that are offering maybe substitute products, or maybe offering products that are just a little bit similar, but they are still competitors. So one of the biggest mistake is that they not identify the competitors, right? And the second one is the fact that they are not really doing it like constantly, because they check, like, I mean, they are talking with like a marketing manager, and they got this competitive intelligence task, check your competitors. But a marketing manager knows only just a little side of all the environment. And what they are doing is just to check maybe the traffic, maybe just check the newsletter, and that's it. But you have to connect everything just to make sure that you will be able to understand exactly what the competitor is doing.
Yeah, no, you do.
And you need a framework, because in the end, the value of this service is that, I mean, the data, as I told in the beginning, everyone can get the data if they subscribe to a tool. But the difference is to understand the data, to extract only the relevant data, and come with relevant insights. And with that, you need to do it through an analysis framework. You can just, put it on the notebook and start to do some notes there, and you will get. It's not working like that.
I get it. And you got to be able to put it all together for sure.
Exactly.
Is competitive intelligence espionage legal?
Well,
you knew that was. I think you knew that was coming with the tone of my voice.
Yeah, because some customers ask us, they are really interested of what they are doing, but at some point I see them looking at me like, is this legal? Will I get in trouble if I'm hiring such a service? I tell you, as cool as espionage sounds, like maybe, fancy cars, parties, and everything. Unfortunately, competitive
James
intelligence.
Bond.
Exactly. And I didn't mention the girls. So as cool as it sounds, competitive intelligence, it's not so, it's not really anything like that. And it's mainly staying in front of computers to gather the relevant data, analyze them, again in front of your computer and using frameworks, and then just offer the conclusion and the findings to the client. So just to make sure that I started it with a little joke, but in the end, that's a really serious question, and the answer is the same. Competitive intelligence is not espionage. We take the data only from open sources, and it doesn't involve anything like, I don't know, hacking or bribing or things like
go
that.
ahead.
No. I see that you wanna get me on a path, but unfortunately, that path it doesn't has anything to do with this
I'm
kind
kidding,
of service.
of course, but it sounded like a fun thing to say, so I said it. How do you deal with the ethical aspects of competitive intelligence?
All the information we gather, I told you, they are from public sources. These are called open source intelligence. So they are available to everyone. So yeah, we do not use any illegal or immoral methods, because as I said, it can be hacking. That's nothing like that. Or maybe some people think that they can just get some employees of the competitors, and at the interviews they try to squeeze as much information as possible. That's not something that I consider, because in the end, such an employee, if he's so willing to offer all the details, he will do it about your company when he will go to another job. What I want to really pinpoint here is the fact that the gold nugget of the service is obviously gathering new intelligence by having the experience in the expertise to connect the dots of the information in the public space. So right now, I think everyone understands that competitive intelligence, it's not espionage, and it's both ethical and legal.
Mm-hmm. You've kind of covered this, but you can go into a little more detail. Why would somebody hire a competitive intelligence consultant instead of trying to do it themselves?
Well, first of all, I really encourage people, if they are not doing any competitive intelligence, they should at least try to doing themselves, just to understand and to see exactly what kind of information they could get and how this kind of insights can help them. But the golden nugget of competitive intelligence and the real benefit, it comes from the experience of the person that's doing the analysis. Because data, we all have data. But when you have 10 years experience of digital businesses, and you see exactly what works and what doesn't, you have the eye, to put it like this, to connect the dots and to try to decode the strategy of your competitors and come with relevant information. So yeah, if anyone it's want to start right now to learn competitive intelligence, he can do it. But the relevant information and details will come after years and years of experience. So that's what a service like this offers in the end. You have the peace of mind that an expert have the data and connects everything to give you information that are not so easily to find and to get about the clients in the competitors.
Yeah, and you don't have to wait years and years. You're going to find out soon enough.
That's why I offer such a service for people that don't want to start now and get relevant intelligence after a couple of years, and they want it, and most important, they need it now.
Don't we all? Don't we all? What tools do you use, by the way? Maybe you can kind of run some of those down for me.
Oh, for sure. So in the agency, we have a couple of subscription of tools that they are must have for any people that they are doing digital competitive intelligence. And I already mentioned SEMrush. It's pretty cost effective, and it gives you a lot of information about traffic, about organic SEO, successful paid ads, and advertising strategies. So I definitely recommend SEMrush. I'm not getting paid for recommending it. I'm just doing it because I'm using it. And
come on, give us your affiliate link.
Well, an affiliate link I can put there, but it's not anything, because at core I'm still an affiliate. So yeah, everything I see a deal, I cannot pass by it. So besides SEMrush, I also recommend SimilarWeb, which has some really high quality data about traffic sources that no other tools has. And it's really important to understand where the traffic, especially if they are big businesses and they are highly competitive, it's really important to understand where the traffic of your competitors come and see which kind of traffic it's also good for you and try to get it. So besides these ones, I'm going to also recommend Competitors that app, which is a really cool app where you can insert the details of your competitors, like social media handlers, like email newsletter, and they'll give you a report every week, or you can do it sooner, about what the competitors are doing, what they are.
What was that app?
Competitors that app.
Competitors that app. Okay.
That's really small, but in development, and they are doing it great to get insights about competitors, like what newsletter campaigns they are running, what kind of social media posts they are doing it. Also, another one will be, people can check online, like website changes monitoring. This kind of tools see exactly when a competitor, maybe they did some price changes, or maybe they added new products on their website, or maybe new blog posts.
Like Wayback Machine or something like that?
They are doing it. Wayback Machine, it's looking in the past. These tools are looking in the present. Basically, when they detect a change, they simply email you and say, hey, there is a change. So you can answer faster to this change. Wayback Machine is obviously another great tool, because you can see exactly how a website and the business evolved over time. I mean, we can put, for instance, Microsoft.com in Wayback Machine and see them, how they were in like 1999, and you can see exactly what changes they did. Yeah. And besides that, another just free one, maybe the last one, it's Google Alerts. It's free and it's still good, quite effective, where you can put there like keywords, and when new websites or news about that keywords appear, you will get a notification. And there you can place competitor names, or maybe events in your industry, all kind of keywords that where you want to get a notification when something appear about online.
Wow. Okay. How can businesses protect sensitive information from being available to competitors?
Because we talk so much about competitive intelligence and how to get information about the business, we should also talk a little bit about what businesses can do to protect their sensitive information. Well, the most important thing is that they should understand that they are competitive intelligence services that at some point they'll hunt for this kind of information. So they should be aware, they should protect this kind. It's really important. And it's about making the people that work in the business to understand the importance of that information. And maybe they say like, hey, I just gave a small information to, maybe I just posted online, like I made a small announcement or something like this, but nobody will understand what we are planning to do, because it was just a couple of details. But again, a service like mine will just look for this kind of dots and connect them. So just a small piece of information connected with other information can also reveal the strategy. So the first thing is that I'll be advised to people that they want to protect this information from competitors will be to be aware of the importance of the things that they are posting online, or maybe they are talking about at the conferences. And if they want something to be protected, they should not mention it. It's not about lying. It's about saying simply that I cannot offer this information, or this information is still not for the public at the moment. I mean, you don't have to lie. You simply have to say it as it is, but be aware of the importance of that kind of information, and that somebody can use it against you. So that will be the biggest advice I'll give to people, just to be aware of the fact that when they do and offer some information, because in marketing, for instance, everyone is happy to announce new partnerships or new kind of deals. But if you do it too sooner, your competitors may take advantage of it.
Yeah, you're very right. So where are most of your clients coming from?
Well, most of my clients are coming from United States, Canada, and Europe. And the reason it's simple. First of all, these regions have really competitive environments. But besides that is the fact that they are aware of the existence and they understand the value of this service. Because there is something that I didn't mention, the fact that competitive intelligence has like a really interesting development path as a service. As you know, it comes from the fact that at some point only states and state agencies were using intelligence, like in the war, for instance, to get information about the enemies and other states. And then it developed in something that works for the companies, because that's why competitive intelligence. So it was used by big companies like multinational companies and of course companies that had the budgets to employ people in such a service. But the great thing is that right now with the advancement of digital tools and data available everywhere, even medium and small businesses can benefit and they can use this kind of a service. So that's what was the path. So that's why these countries, because they have this information, they are aware of the service and they order it. But as the digital space become really really competitive, I'm sure that other countries and other regions will also start getting this kind of cost of service, especially in the so competitive niches like adult one or the gambling or others.
So besides adult gambling, the ones you mentioned, gaming, what other types of companies are you mostly working with?
Well, I'm working with companies that offer digital products, and to put it in a like to offer some details, this will be like development companies, affiliate marketing companies, payment processor, and fintechs. Because just as I told you, experience in the niche is important. So these are the niches where we have the most experience, and we are able to offer relevant insights for the clients.
Okay. Do companies normally hire you on an ongoing basis, or is it often like a one-off where you do a report for them?
There are different companies. Like some of them, it matters a lot are the business goals, because if a company wants to just to have like an overview of what they are doing and what the competitors are doing, they will all hire us for a one-off project. And we had this kind of clients. And this works, for instance, at the beginning of a year when they just want to have a strategy for the new year and they want to see exactly what the competitors are doing, or for companies that they hire us to do due diligence for a possible project or business they want to acquire. And obviously they want to see exactly before making an offering, they want to see exactly if that business is solid in terms of digital marketing or not. So this kind of projects are mostly the one-time ones. But we have companies that they also offer us for the monthly reporting, where we every time we spot an insight about a competitor that's relevant for the client, we simply have a meeting with them or sending them an email about it. And this is happening for the clients that they are in the business for the long run. They have like some KPIs they wanna meet, and they need to know exactly what the competitors are doing and how they can outcome them, how they can become better. So we have both of the clients, but the scope of the project is different.
Okay. What marketing channels are you using to advertise your services?
Well, Competico as a competitive intelligence provider, when we are offering only competitive intelligence like a single product, it started like almost 2 years ago. And since then, I tried a couple of marketing channels that were good for us. But the most successful one, and that's how I meet you, was going to conferences. For me, conferences are so great to meet a lot of people and to be able to explain to them what they are doing. So that's why I started to do like speaking at conferences, just to give like details of what we are doing, how they can do it on their own. But for me, again, conferences are so intense and you can get access to so many people interested in this kind of services that I couldn't yet match this kind of success on other marketing channel. Obviously, we are also doing some branding and some SEO, but for us, conferences went great because being a new kind of service, it's easy for us to talk with someone and explain them what we are doing, showing them the offerings, and then make them understand why they need it. So yeah, conferences, one of the best.
So we met at TES, which I think everybody believes and agrees is, if not the premier, one of the premier events out there. What other shows do you go to?
There are a couple of conferences that are also going. So yeah, besides TES, which is a must go for everyone in adult, but not only. I suggest checking affiliate world. It's another good one. We're also going like SEO shows like SERPConf, which is here in Europe. Besides that, I also started going to domain conferences like Domain Summit, which is in London, or Domain Days Dubai, which is obviously in Dubai. And I'm telling you this because, these domain shows, first of all, we meet with a lot of solutions provider there that have like intelligence about domain names. But besides that, everyone who wants to have like a successful business, they need a good domain name. So that's why we've met some great business owners there that will be able to exchange information, but also tell them about this kind of service. So yeah, we are going to affiliate conferences, SEO and digital marketing, and started this year to domain conferences as well.
Okay. Hey, talk a little bit about Monetize.info. That's kind of a new project for you.
Monetize.info, it's a project that I started a couple of years ago, and it came from the fact that I want to share insights and to write tutorials about people, about what I'm doing to people, to try to teach, basically to give forward what I've learned. So that was like a small project for me where I started writing about how people can monetize their digital assets like websites, like domain names, like audiences. And I convinced myself to write almost every week. Right now, not so much, but in the past, I was writing every week about a tutorial, how they can monetize something and be able to help them make a little bit more money. Because going to these conferences, what I was aware was the fact that people do not really know the value of some digital assets, like I told you, websites, domain names. They have them, but they do not understand they can make money with them, or they can, grow them and transform them like in the main source of income of them. Just like websites, you are doing consulting and brokerage for websites. People for me, I couldn't understand why they cannot see that they can get a website and grow it and be the main source of income. So they do not have to get hired. They do not have to do a 9 to 5. They simply have a digital business and make money of it, and then spend them the way they want and have their own lifestyle.
Make money while you sleep.
Yeah, well, you can do it. Obviously, in the beginning, it will not be that easily, but after a business is established, it actually works like this. Yeah, you can get people that will work for you. Yeah, in the end, you can just have to only set up the strategy, and that business will make money for you even when you sleep. Yeah,
exactly. So how can someone get started with Competico?
Well, the first step will be obviously to go on the Competico.com website, and there is a free consultation page where they can simply write their details, and we'll just have a call about their business and what are their main objectives and what their competitors are and what they are doing, so we can understand more. It is the discovery call, like it happens in every business deal. And after that call, we'll be able to understand the competitors. We'll offer some relevant case studies. Of course, they are on, and also we have some case studies on the website, but most of the details of the clients obviously are taken out because they are under NDA, but they can see exactly what kind of winning moves we could bring to the clients. And from there, we'll do step by step to make them get relevant insights about the competitors and what they can do, like in 2025, to be even more successful and to be able to outcome or at least be aware of their competitors' moves so they can act accordingly. So, Competico.com.
You got it. Daniel, I'd like to thank you for being our guest today on Adult Side Broker Talk, and I hope we'll get a chance to do this again soon.
I really appreciate your invitation. Thank you for everything. Thank you for giving me the space to talk more about what I am doing. And I hope that people understood now they still should keep an eye on the competitors. And if they want to do it themselves, I give you some tools that you can use and you can start with. But if you are looking for a professional service and you want to get the real insights, I'm waiting you on Competico.com to discuss more about your project and your competitors. Thank you.
Fantastic. My broker tip today is part 6 of how to buy a site. Last week we talked about the sales agreement. So now both you and the seller have signed the agreement. What comes next? There needs to be an escrow set up where you send the money, whether it be a one-time payment or a deposit if you're going to be making payments. The seller, for their part, puts the assets of the sale into escrow, namely the domains being sold and any other tangible assets. Your attorney can give you more information on that. We recommend escrow domains for escrows. They're a firm out of Washington, D.C., and no, they're not paying me to say this. I just use them, trust them, and am delighted by the work they've done for us. Either an escrow agreement will be drawn up by them in the case of a custom escrow, or if it's a simple one, it can be done right on their website. Then you, the buyer, the seller, and the broker will be contacted by escrow domains with further instructions, such as wiring information. The escrow is opened, and either the deal closes within a matter of days or an inspection period is allowed. It all depends on what the agreement calls for. Whether you need an inspection period really depends on whether there's still some information you need to find out prior to the deal closing. Your broker and your attorney can advise you more on this, and it's on a case-by-case basis. Then the money is transferred, as are the domains, and the deal is closed. Now, in many cases, in fact, most of the time, the seller either stays on board for a period of time to help with the transition or is at least available on an on-call basis to answer questions. This is something most buyers should ask for. But at this point, you pretty much own the website. What do you do now? We'll talk about that subject more next week. And next week, we'll be speaking with Dan Malachi of Flinbo. And that's it for this week's Adult Side Broker Talk. I'd once again like to thank my guest, Daniel Stanica of Competico and Monetize.info. Talk to you again next week on Adult Side Broker Talk. I'm Bruce Friedman.